In this video, we'll be taking a look at Paths 2 by Audiomodern. Paths 2 is a loop-based sample instrument from Native Instruments Contact, allowing you to play back a number of kits from which you can easily mix and match the different individual elements. Perfect for making electronica and cinematic styles, we'll be taking a look at a number of the different features, including customizing and mixing your own kit, using the intuitive MIDI triggering to sketch an arrangement, exploring the built-in effects, and also how to add automation to effects parameters. So on the main page of Paths 2, as well as some basic volume and pan controls, we get our kit selection control. We can select from up to 25 different kits. Although it tells us our original BPM at the bottom, as well as our key, the kits intuitively match our host DAW BPM. I noticed there's a slight glitch when you change BPM whilst in playback. However, the overall sound quality doesn't suffer even at extreme BPM changes. We can switch to our mixer view now. In here we get individual element pan controls as well as 3 octaves of tuning, some solo, mute and volume as well. We can command click to reset these values. We can also mix and match the different kits to customize our own kit using this drop down. Let's take a look at the keyboard found at the bottom of the instrument. At the moment I'm using C3 to trigger the whole kit. If we go from C2 downwards, we can start to transpose the whole kit. So at the moment I've transposed it up 1 octave. We get a whole octave's worth of tuning to transpose the whole kit. Hitting C1 will reset the pitch. Now let's take a look at an octave above. C4 and the next 5 keys on my keyboard will trigger the individual elements on Paths 2. This enables us to just create a live arrangement on the fly. Literally just using each individual key to trigger each loop. Now let's take a look at the effects section of Paths 2. Let's try a different kit. Get individual effects for each loop contained within the kit. Take this plucky sound, which is on loop 5, go back to our effects, select the 5th slot. We get 3 types of filter we can apply to any one of the individual loops. A stutter effect, we get a delay, which we can either have free running or tempo synced, a lush sounding reverb. Bring another sound into this loop now. Let's look at the effects on the first loop. Add some reverb in here. We get a drive control. An EQ with low, low, mid, mid, high and high, as well as a glitch which works a bit like a bit crusher effect. You can also intuitively bypass all of the effects for one of the individual loops. Or reset all of the effects for that individual loop. Now let's take a look at some automation of some of the effects parameters on Paths 2. In order to do this, I need to get my browser into view. Open up the browser, you'll normally be presented with the libraries. Get over to the automation, and now we can very easily just add automation parameters onto Paths 2. So for example, this bassy sound here, we can add a low pass filter. And we can add the automation to that cutoff frequency on the low pass filter. But just by clicking and dragging this not assigned channel here over to the cutoff frequency. And now we could either automate in our host DAW by going into latch mode for Logic, clicking on the parameter, and then we get our automation written in. Or we could use our MIDI controller to control parameters, which might be a little bit more expressive. Just right click on the parameter and hit Learn MIDI CC Automation, and then move your parameter. And then you can use your MIDI controller to very quickly and easily start controlling the effects parameters and more. Be sure to check out Paths 2 by Audiomodern, which is available now at ADSRsounds.com.